Continue then with our focus on the upcoming local government elections. The African Transformation Movement is campaigning in the Emfuleni area. Our SABC News reporter Abongile Dumako is following the story for us. A very good afternoon to you, Abongile. I do believe you are following the ATM party leader Zungulo and his party. Talk to us about what's happening there. Of course, they're on the campaign trail. What is the message coming out of ATM this afternoon, and how are they being received where you are?
Good afternoon, Flo. Certainly, Zungulo has been crisscrossing the streets of Sebokeng here in the Emfuleni municipality in Gauteng. Of course, going all out to try and convince potential voters to see a reason for them to vote for ATM in these coming local government elections. Certainly, having conducted the door-to-door campaign, he was well received by the elderly, especially appealing to them, of course, to say that time for being handed T-shirts is over now. They must just vote those who are willing to serve them and not serve themselves as political leaders. Zungulo has been here since the early hours of this morning, getting each and every household sitting down, listening to the challenges that people are facing. One major thing that comes out specifically in this part of the province, Flo, is the fact that there isn't proper services that are being delivered to the locals here. There is no proper drinking water. Sanitation also continues to be a problem. There is no electricity. Roads are in a decaying state. This community, which is made up of shack dwellers, has having been developed or established about 26 years ago. We were told there hasn't been much of change that they've seen happening. Zungulo, of course, going to the extremes, saying that should they be voted into power as the ATM, they will prioritize these challenges that people have been telling him about, including the issue of water.
2019, the general elections, Abongile, we all kind of were hearing for the first time of ATM. They seem to be somewhat gaining some sort of traction, and I wonder if that's what you're seeing as you are right now in the middle of Sebokeng. Are people really sort of responding to ATM's message and the leader?
Surprisingly, I was even talking to him earlier on here on SABC News channel, saying that there is this notion that continues to sort of spread across that ATM is only for the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. Well, after arriving here, one has a different perspective now. I would imagine that they've done the groundwork. They are quite, visible here in this, especially where we are right now, Sebokeng. People wearing the T-shirts of the party. Seemingly, the party exists in this part of the country. Having been confident as well, that is now Zungulo, that if things go according to what they wish for, they are willing to go to a thingy, what you call a coalition with Themba Godi's APC, meaning that they have gained traction in as far as their support is concerned. I just want to give you a bit of a glimpse of what we are seeing happening here when you go back to the issue of service delivery.
All right, that is rather unfortunate. We'll go back to Abongile Dumako, who is in Sebokeng for us following ATM. The ATM party leader Zungulo is on the campaign trail in Gauteng at the area of Sebokeng at the moment. I think that Abongile wanted to show us the situation there in terms of service delivery, and of course a lot of people saying they've pleaded with the ruling party, the ANC, about service delivery, and certainly that's probably where Abongile Dumako is at the moment. Let's go back, let's test him and check if he is back with us at this time. Abongile, I do believe we have you back with us. Unfortunately, that line did seem to freeze there. You were talking about the situation in Sebokeng and issues relating to service delivery. Please continue.
Yes, certainly. We apologize for that technical glitch. I'm sure it's the sun. It's quite hot here in Sebokeng. As I was saying, I can see locals here. I'm not sure if you can see those locals here trying to hold, the buckets. They're trying to sort of fetch water in that community or communal tap there, which is the only one that we've seen since we arrived here. The point that I was trying to send across is that indeed there's a lot of things that need urgent attention from the municipality of Emfuleni, which we understand is currently under the ANC. Now, ATM is here trying to convince the voters that they are the right party to actually help them, assist them in as far as tackling all these challenges that they are facing here in Emfuleni and surrounding areas. Flo?
Interestingly, Abongile, you mentioned the fact that ATM is perceived as a party that has supporters in the Eastern Cape as well as in KZN, but it does seem as though they're also speaking to the Christian population, and one wonders how much that would affect the ACDP, who's really kind of showed themselves to be this party that's for or represents Christians. I mean, you kind of see that they do go out to speak to church leaders, and they have really painted themselves as a Christian party. Is that also sort of the sense that you get, not just in Sebokeng, but I suppose we can talk about in a general sense?
Yes, certainly the Christian part of it at the ATM is quite strong. I remember when I actually first arrived here in Sebokeng at this very Ward 7 here, when Violet Zungula, the leader of the party, was introducing me to the regional and the branch leaders here. He was referring to them as apostle so and so. One can imagine that the likes of ACDP, as you have alluded as well, Flo, have got a long road to travel then, because in all honesty, ATM surprisingly is quite, rooted here, is quite visible. I also understand that it's not only going to be here that they are visiting in as far as, the elections are concerned. Across Gauteng, they have got actually a week-long timetable that they are following Flow to make sure that at least they do reach out to every corner of the country, which as well, Violet Zungula, when we spoke to him, he did make mention of the fact that they are actually doing all they can across Gauteng to make sure that they gain traction in as far as the support is concerned. Today they are actually here in Emfuleni municipality. They were in Lesedi earlier on. Tomorrow they are going to West Rand municipality. On Friday there will be Mangaung, Free State, meaning that this notion we spoke about as well earlier on, Flo, that it's actually an Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal party has to be sort of thrown out of the window now. Groundwork, I tell you again, has been done, but however it really would be up to those believers, Christians, voters in this instance, if really what they were told or that they are being told by Violet Zungula, the leader, and the regional and the provincial leadership of ATM, they heed to the call that they must go and vote ATM. It remains to be seen. 1st of November, I tell you, come rain, water or sunshine, it will come. We will know on the 2nd of November if at all ATM has done enough to try and convince the voters to vote them into power, especially here at Emfuleni municipality.
All right, many thanks to you there, Abongile Dumako, for us in Sebokeng, in the Emfuleni district in the Gauteng province, where the ATM political party is on the campaign trail this afternoon.